What if I told you that some of the most important wealth lessons you'll ever learn were never taught in school? Not because they're secret, not because they're complicated, but because most schools were designed to teach people how to earn a living, not how to build wealth. Think about it. Most of us spent years learning math, science, history, geography, and many of those subjects are important. But how many classes taught you how to build assets? How many taught you how compound growth works? How many explained why some people become financially free while others spend their entire lives working for money? For most people, the answer is none. And that creates a problem. Because when you enter adulthood without understanding money, you often learn through expensive mistakes that can cost years, sometimes even decades. Today, we're going to talk about some of the wealth rules schools rarely teach. And the first one may be the most important of all. Wealth rule number 1. Income does not equal wealth. This is where many people get confused. We've been taught to focus on income. Get good grades, get a good job, earn more money. And while income matters, income alone does not create wealth. Imagine two people earning exactly the same salary. One spends nearly everything they earn. The other saves, invests, and buys assets. 5 years later, their financial lives may look completely different. 10 years later, the difference could be enormous. The lesson? Wealth is not measured by how much money comes in. It's measured by how much money stays and grows. A high income can help, but without good financial habits, even a large paycheck can disappear quickly. Wealth rule number 2. Money should have a job. Most people think money is something to spend. Wealthy people often think differently. They ask, what is this dollar going to do for me? Every dollar can perform a job. It can buy something today, or it can help create something tomorrow. A dollar invested today may generate more dollars in the future. A dollar spent carelessly is usually gone forever. This doesn't mean never enjoying life. It means being intentional, because every financial decision is also a future decision. Wealth rule number 3. Assets make you wealthy. Here's a word schools rarely explain properly: assets. An asset is something that can produce value over time. It could be investments, a business, real estate, or something that generates income. Most people spend years focusing only on earning money. Wealthy people often spend years building assets. Why? Because assets can continue producing value even when you're not actively working. Imagine planting a fruit tree. At first, it requires effort, time, patience, but eventually it begins producing fruit. Assets work in a similar way. The more assets you build, the less dependent you become on a single paycheck, and that's where financial freedom begins. Wealth rule number 4. Compound growth is more powerful than hard work alone. This rule changes lives, but very few people truly understand it. Most people think wealth comes from one big opportunity, one lucky break, one huge investment. But in reality, wealth is often built through consistent actions repeated over long periods of time. Let's imagine two people. One starts investing small amounts at age 25, the other waits until age 40. Even if the second person invests more money later, the first person may still end up ahead because they had more time. Time allows compound growth to work. And compound growth is one of the most powerful forces in finance. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, small at first, slow at first, then suddenly much larger than anyone expected. The challenge is that most people quit before they see the results, because compound growth rewards patience, and patience is becoming increasingly rare. Now here's where things get interesting, because the next wealth rules have nothing to do with investing. They have everything to do with the way wealthy people think. And these mindset shifts often create the biggest financial breakthroughs. So far, we've talked about income, assets, and compound growth. But now we're getting to the rules that often separate people who build wealth from people who spend their entire lives chasing it. And the next rule completely changed the way many wealthy people think about money. Wealth rule number 5, buy time, not just things. Most people use money to buy things. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying the rewards of your hard work. But wealthy people often understand something deeper. Money can buy something far more valuable than possessions. It can buy time. Think about it. A new phone might make you happy for a few weeks. A luxury purchase might feel exciting for a few months. But time Time is the one thing nobody can create more of. Every person on Earth gets the same 24 hours. The difference is how those hours are used. That's why many successful people are willing to spend money to save time. Because saved time can be used to learn, build, create, invest, improve, and spend time with the people who matter most. The goal isn't to become obsessed with money. The goal is to use money as a tool that creates freedom. And freedom begins with controlling more of your time. Wealth rule. Number 6. Invest in skills before status. Here's a trap that catches millions of people. As soon as they start earning more money, they start upgrading their image. A nicer car, more expensive clothes, luxury brands, a lifestyle designed to look successful. But wealthy people often focus on something different. They invest in skills. Because skills create opportunities, and opportunities create income. Imagine spending $1,000 trying to impress strangers. Now imagine spending $1,000 learning a skill that increases your earning potential for years. Which investment has a better chance of improving your future? The answer is obvious. The richest investment account you will ever own is often the one sitting between your ears. Knowledge, communication, leadership, sales, technology, problem-solving, financial education. These skills can continue paying you long after the money is spent. And unlike material possessions, nobody can take them away from you. Wealth rule number 7. Lifestyle inflation is a silent wealth killer. This is one of the biggest reasons many people never become wealthy. And it's surprisingly simple. Every time income increases, expenses increase too. A raise arrives. Then comes a better car, a larger house, more subscriptions, more spending, more obligations. The paycheck grows. But financial freedom stays exactly where it was. This is called lifestyle inflation. And it's dangerous because it feels like progress. After all, your life looks better. But if every increase in income immediately becomes an increase in spending, wealth never gets a chance to grow. The people who build wealth often do something different. When income increases, they don't immediately upgrade everything. They increase investments, increase savings, increase assets. Then later, if they choose, they improve their lifestyle. That's a completely different strategy. And over 10 or 20 years, the difference can be enormous. Wealth rule number 8. Financial freedom is about options. Many people think financial freedom means becoming rich. But that's not necessarily true. Financial freedom isn't about having the biggest house, or the most expensive car, or the highest income. It's about having choices, the choice to leave a job you hate, the choice to handle emergencies without panic, the choice to spend more time with family, the choice to pursue opportunities, the choice to live life on your own terms. That's why wealth is really about options. The more financial flexibility you have, the more control you have over your future, and that's something schools rarely explain. Because true wealth isn't what people see, it's what people don't see. The peace of mind, the security, the freedom, the options. Now let's bring everything together. Today we've covered wealth rules that many people never learn until much later in life. Income does not equal wealth. Money should have a job. Assets create wealth. Compound growth rewards patience. Buy time, not just things. Invest in skills before status. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Financial freedom is about options. None of these rules are complicated, but they are powerful. And if you apply even a few of them consistently, they can completely change the direction of your financial future. Because wealth is rarely built through one huge decision. It's usually built through hundreds of small decisions repeated over time, and that's actually good news. Because it means you don't need to change everything today. You don't need a winning lottery ticket. You don't need a perfect investment. You don't need to be born rich. You simply need to start making slightly better financial decisions than you made yesterday. And if you keep doing that month after month, year after year, the results can be extraordinary. So before this video ends,